like get his freak on in the kitchen, and that is.
I almost knocked my mic over.
I've had tears in my eyes like this whole episode. Hi guys, welcome to LoveCast, the BL podcast. I'm your host Alexa, and I have my hosts Pixie and Kayla with me as always.
Hey.
Happy Father's Day.
Listen, happy. Yeah, well, but we're also gonna throw out, even though no Norwegians actually listens to this, but gratulerer dagen. It's the 17th of May.
By the time this actually comes out, it'll be in June, so it'll be a little bit of a belated message, but
I know, but it needs to be said.
Happy Father's Day in June to people who might celebrate. That is where the theming of today's episode came from, because we are doing a BL Daddy tier list or ranking list. This is what happens when LoveCast needs to try and find a last minute episode idea. Shout out to Heather for this one. This was her idea. Mm-hmm. So she is, I was going to say she's always with us, but that made it sound like she's dead.
We contacted her through a spirit box and she gave us this idea.
She gave us this idea.
Oh my God.
No, but she's always, like we said, she's always in the background here behind the scenes of LoveCast still in some form. And this idea came from her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are going to go through a list of some iconic, some well-known, some maybe unexpected people who have been given the title of daddy in whatever way you want to interpret that in the BL sphere. And we're gonna do a little ranking to see if we can decide amongst us who is the most daddy and who is the least daddy of the daddies. So if you watched our ranking red, beige, and green flags in BL episodes, it's going to be kind of similar to that format. So we've all come with a list of some daddies, and we're going to plead our cases either way, whether we think they're most or least, and then we're going to try and find some semblance of an order of our larger list amongst the three of us.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean, hey, does anyone have a particular daddy they want to plead their case for first?
I mean, I can start. Mm-hmm. Because the first one on my list is very relevant. Just watched the new episode.
God, I think you're going to take it from me.
I think that Chiron from The Next Prince should be ranked fairly high on the daddy ranking. The reason why is because he is very protective, but it's not just because he's a bodyguard. It's like he's protective in a way that goes beyond his duties. So like, yeah, he gets the job done. Yeah, he handles business, but he'll also take care of you. Like he has that like nurturing side deep down below the bodyguard exterior. And not to mention, Z got super buff for this role. And I feel like he's kind of giving muscle daddy just a little, but it's not too much. And because of that, I think Chiron exudes this like type of strength physically or even like visually that makes you feel like very safe with him. Like he could choke someone to death with his biceps, or he could choke you. You don't know. It's whatever.
A little bit of both, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's like work hard, play hard. But yeah, did anyone else want to plead for Chiron? Because I do feel very strongly about this one, especially again when I see him in the uniform. It is just something about it. It's like that ranking of like being very important as well that gives daddy vibes. in my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if he'll end up as the most daddy on this list, but I feel like being a bodyguard, the bodyguard trope runs parallel to a lot of the traits I think that people associate with someone they consider a daddy. So I feel like he kind of just like inherently like the kind of, like you said, like the safety he exudes, the brooding, like the calm, quiet energy, and then like you add like the royal like uniform and stuff into that, and I do feel like that ups the ante a little bit.
He's a daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree. But yeah, I like just in general agree like with C doing daddy. I actually he's on my list, just not for the next prince.
Oh, okay. But yes, that was my first one, and I agree that I don't think he's the most daddy, but I do think that he is closer to the top middle, if that makes sense. But we'll see. Maybe he'll get pushed.
Yeah, I think top middle is a good place to start him at. Kind of give us like a good reference point for the rest of the list.
Yeah, starting off strong.
I mean, Pixie, do you want to go next into your ZD pick? Your ZD? ZD as coined by Pixie.
Yes. Okay, everyone knows that like I've hyperventilated about C since I started watching these BLs. But I need to go into some background here because like 2 years ago or whatever, I didn't understand daddy. I didn't get it at all. And then I just had some moments that just
it clicked.
The moment that happened, I get it now. That is daddy. One of those moments was when what's the character's name? Leanne in Cutie Pie? When he yells out Nunu's name in the club, dude, that was I had a visceral, like, my body reacted in a way I was just like, I was not ready for that at all.
I remember you talking about that scene when it first aired. Right? I think you made a TikTok about it on our TikTok account.
Yes, I did. I do not do that often. I was shook. I was floored. I went from a non-believer to a believer.
Oh my god.
It was a religious experience.
It was. That was the day of the ZD.
It was born that day.
It was born that day. So I believe like Leon deserves just, I'm not sure, like I do agree that Chiron actually he's kind of leveled up, but we haven't seen enough yet, which is just like I'm a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I would personally put it a little bit higher, but yeah.
You know what Leon daddy moment is my favorite? Is whenever he goes to pick up Kua at the bar and he's like, come here.
Oh my goodness. I feel like this could just delve into Pixie and Kayla going back and forth about
Z for the whole
Z daddy moments in his shows. Yeah, I think it's hard because I read the Next Prince novel, so like I'm trying not to conflate Chiron in the show with like what I know from like further on in the novel. But I think, yeah, because we haven't seen a lot of Chiron as of yet, like the day we're recording this, episode 3 just aired. I think they're very, very close to each other, but I think we could maybe give Leanne the edge just because we've seen the full character arc with him.
Yeah,
but I think
honestly,
they're both in like
so
that
too.
top middle.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we've got 2 in the top middle, 2 Z characters starting us off strong in the top middle. Okay, we didn't really. I thought about this after Kayla was already talking about their first pick. We didn't really establish any type of set criteria for this. My personal criteria that I use for picking my characters, I went with like the daddy vibes, which is kind of like the daddy vibes, like you just get it or you don't. The daddy age range, like are they actually like old enough to be a dad? And then are they an actual dad in the series? So those were the 3 things I factored in. My first one I'm going to say, I part of me wants to save this one for later, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Perhaps a controversial pick. He's probably going to end up lower on the list, but I feel like we cannot discount Papa himself, Charlie from Pit Bay. Because...
You know what? I thought about putting Charlie. I thought about it, but as a joke.
It's kind of like, okay, kind of a joke, but also like, Daddy, Papa is just like, I mean, Babe could basically be calling him Daddy. Papa is just like their version of like Mommy and Daddy. Also, like, if Pit Babe goes there, he does have the potential to be an actual dad in the show. So, like...
Dude, the whole Mama and Papa thing from Pit Babe, it is so cringy.
I know, I don't like it. I wish they would have did Daddy instead. I really don't.
Something about Mama and Papa is just...
I get
it's difficult.
I get that, like, the whole heteronormative thing going, but I mean, we're past this. If you're gonna, I mean, they rewrote Omegaverse, like, for a show. Why can't they remove the mama? Like, but yeah, okay, we're not gonna get into a rant about that.
We don't need. It's not about the mama. It's just about the papa right now. But yeah, kind of a joke, but like kind of not a joke because he could be an actual daddy in the show if they were really wanted to go there. Yeah. But I can admit, like I don't know. Season 2, Charlie's trying to do a lot of things with Babe, so maybe he is upping his daddy energy a little bit. But I can like he would be towards the bottom of the list with everyone else we're gonna be talking about. But I just felt like we can't talk about daddies, papas, dads in BL without giving Charlie a little shout out. So I wanted to put him on my list.
No, he's definitely a lot more, I guess, aggressive in the second season, because when we're first introduced to him, he has this like aura of being innocent, and I think the like glasses are very intentional with that, of making him look innocent. But this season, I almost feel like the glasses add to the daddiness. Like they have a different vibe because he's exuding a different vibe. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, he got like, buff too.
I was gonna say, like, you pointed that out in your first episode reaction. Like, Paou got buff between the seasons, and Charlie has really been manhandling Babe all over the car, the stairs, you know. So he's kind of a joke, but he's obviously going to be at the lower end compared to everyone else. But I also feel like maybe he deserves a place at the daddy table, you know. We'll have to revisit it if Pit Babe really goes there with getting Babe pregnant. I don't think they will, but I would love to see it happen.
The visual would be interesting.
Yeah. But yeah.
I kind of want to see pregnant Paou. I'm here for it.
I'm literally just imagining him with a fake pregnant belly, and I can't.
It is like a crazy visual.
I can see it.
But I feel like most Pit Babe fans want them to go there. Because, like, what is the point of having a character, like, an alpha who can get pregnant without actually getting them pregnant?
They've been talking about it in the show. You can't just talk about it and not let it happen. I mean, that's supposed to be foreshadowing.
Yeah. But for now, I feel like Charlie would go the bottom of the list. But if Pit Babe goes there, we would have to revisit and maybe move him up towards like the middle because he became an actual dad.
I will say I hate pregnancy tropes, but love it when it's involved with like a man being pregnant and preg. Beautiful.
Well, I guess we'll see. Anything goes with that show. You never know.
Truly.
Oh, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is also in the Pit Babe universe. I'm not really sure where I want to place him, but Alain is daddy as fuck.
Uncle.
Like, Uncle, let's throw away Uncle and let's rename Daddy, because I still have beef with the fact that they're calling someone so young an uncle.
Yeah, he's what in like his early 30s?
Yeah, that was the same with like oh god, Earth in Moonlight Chicken.
Oh god,
spoiler alert! Maybe we'll get there this episode.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like there is nothing more daddy than someone who's handy. Like, he works on cars. He's very handy, but he is also like the decision maker for everyone. Like, everyone looks at him to make the final decision on things. And sometimes you just want someone who's going to take the reins and you can just shut your brain off and be like, okay, whatever you say, I'll listen to you, whatever. And with Alain, you could do just that. Like, he just is in charge in that way, and he's like trusted to be in charge in that way. And I think that like the strictness that he has about him can be very intimidating, which is daddy-ish. But he also, it's like when he has a soft spot for you, he's like a corny dad. So like, yeah, like think when he made the like little posters in season 1 to apologize to Jeff. Like, it's so corny, and the fact that he's like a little uncool about it, I feel like it's even more daddy, because it exudes this energy of just like not caring about superficial things, I guess, or not caring about what like everyone else cares about. You're just kind of there. You're just kind of there doing your thing. There's like a nonchalance about it that, again, I think is very daddy. He just is so daddy to me. I think the main thing is that he is like this like mechanic who is in charge of the garage, basically. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it.
He's also very like dedicated to like the idea of like ex-Hunter as a family and like keeping that family intact. So I think that adds to it. I feel like he sometimes is not taken seriously as an authority figure by like the ex-Hunter loves to clown on him. So like I think that aura of awkwardness makes him uncool dad, but I also think it like not knocks down his daddy vibes, but like, you know, like they don't always like, he doesn't always exude like daddy, like uncool dad versus daddy. It's like he kind of toes that line. So like he kind of would fall like somewhere maybe towards the middle for me. Like I think he's definitely below someone like Chiron or Leanne, but I do think that like that energy kind of like brews under the surface for him, and it like comes out like in times when shit is getting real.
Yeah, the family part is so true though. He is like basically a family man to his found family.
They are his children. Like ex-Hunter are his children and his boyfriend, but you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in the middle too. Maybe he'll shift around a little as we go on, but yeah, I get that. And I guess I kind of get that, like, that might make him a little more uncle, like the uncool part. So like I could see why they would refer to him as like the uncle, but I don't know, he's daddy to me in my heart.
Fair.
Yeah, Uncle is definitely partially like because of his energy, but also I'm pretty sure they made it explicit in season 1 that like they called him Uncle because they think he's old, but like he's not that old.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's really not that old. I mean, he's older than the other people in X Hunter, so maybe that alone makes him Uncle to them, but
yeah, I guess in like Scilab and like actor ages, they might consider him old, even though it's not old at all.
But it's crazy because Pawn, who plays Jeff, is like 30 or 31. Like they're very close in age in real life.
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, I feel like we can put him like right in the middle for now and like shift him if we need to. He is our grounding point, part uncle, part daddy.
And he is very grounding, so that's perfect.
Okay. Since we're on the road of like the whole sexy mechanic thing, my one of my old-timers is Paou from Love in the Air.
Oh God, I forgot about him.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, I've been going old school. Absolutely. No, when you guys mentioned this, some people just popped into my head.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think he's that, like, that's not even that old. Like, it's like, what, 3 years ago? Yeah. But I just, like, yeah, like, he definitely has that energy, like, but he just didn't pop into my head when Daddy came to mind.
He lives rent-free in my head, so he will never disappear. So, no, he has a way of, like, the way he just bulldozes into Rain's life and just, like, dominates his space there and takes it all over. And there's something about the scene when Rain is sleeping and Paou comes in and he starts like touching him on the stomach, like pulling up his shirt, like under his shirt, right? And then just slaps him. It is such a daddy move. I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
I'm trying to think of other... You know what moment he was very daddy in is that scene when he, like, pushes him into the bathroom stall and they're, like, hiding or whatever. That's the one that comes to my mind when I think daddy Paou.
There's also the instance where Rain actually calls him daddy while they're having sex.
Yes.
So I guess... Yeah. No, that's definitely like they wanted to push the daddy dynamic with him, and the fandom loves that, like pushing that daddy dynamic with him. So I feel like that was definitely like their intention with the character of, I mean, I don't know about the original work.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's also how Mame wrote him, but like with the show at least, that's definitely like they were going for like daddy was the intention.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Like the characters, if you watch the Japanese version as well, like the character is very made to be daddy. And I think like he deserves to be really up there. Like he's if you look in the dictionary of daddy, you will see a picture of Paou.
I don't disagree with that, honestly.
I feel like he would be pretty high on the list. I think he's pretty close to the top. If we're considering all of the factors, I would put him up there. I don't know if he's the top, but he's pretty far up there, I would say.
I'm happy with that.
Wasn't he also high up on our red flags thing?
Dude, I wasn't there for the red flag one.
That was for you. We did that for you.
he was definitely he was definitely on the red flag side.
Oh, dude, he is very red
Heather,
flag.
I think Heather argued him down a little bit more towards the middle, if I remember correctly, but he definitely ended up on the red flag side. But yeah, I think he would be above Chiron and Leanne probably on the daddy scale.
I mean, if you're gonna get high on the daddy scale, you need some red flags, honestly.
Oh no. Oh,
Some
true.
fictional red flags. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we can keep him up there.
Yay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me decide where else. Who do I want to say next? Okay. This one is a bit more of a throwback. I put him on there because I remember he was someone people talked about a lot when the show was airing. I don't know if you guys remember Solo's dad from Oxygen.
Yo! He was the best looking person in that show. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. I literally put my notes, not necessarily daddy energy, but he was fucking hot. That's what my note says.
Didn't he look really young for his age?
That was the other note. Like him, and he's very young. Like I think technically like he could be a dad. Like he was in that age range where like he could have been someone's dad. But because him and Supernut were very close in age, it was not very believable that he was the dad of Supernut's character in the show. So like because of that, I think he would go a little bit like further. Like he would probably be on like the other side of the half, like the less daddy side. But literally just because of him being as hot as he was and being an actual dad in the show, I felt like I wanted to bring him up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
But yeah, I would put him like, he literally just like, when we were saying like daddies and BL, and I was thinking of people who are actual dads who are like hot dad, like he was the first person I thought of.
I don't know where to place him, but I see it. I definitely see it.
I feel like he's definitely, like I said, he's definitely on the less daddy half of the scale. I feel like maybe like the middle part of that side of the scale. So like kind of like right in between middle and like not super daddy, if that makes sense. I feel like he's still a little bit above Charlie. Yeah. They have a similar energy. Agree. Like they have the like that could be Charlie in like 10 years, 15 years maybe.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's my thought too.
Okay. I realized that, like, I didn't necessarily pick people who I thought were the most daddy of all. Like, I just thought, like, general dad energy. So I came in with some of these people knowing they wouldn't actually be high up on the list, but I felt like they still had a place on the list.
Yeah.
I don't know which one to say next. I think I might throw out one of my stronger ones. Okay, so I think this person would be ranked pretty high. Sagasaki from My Personal Weatherman. In my opinion. He's an interesting one because he's like the man of the house in a very traditional way, but he's in a relationship that's very unconventional, at least by like the standards of like where he lives, and he definitely gives like Dom vibes for sure. But I think the fact that he is like working basically to ensure that his house husband has a comfortable life is very daddy. And it's like he's one of those characters where like he tells you to do something, you do it. But the thing is, you're like glad to do it because it's him, and he has this aura of like, as soon as he comes home from work, as soon as he walks in the door, you're like, daddy's home. It's it's over. Like, it's over the minute he walks in the door. And you're, like, on edge, right? Imagine, POV, you're on edge. But it's not so much, like, out of fear. It's out of anticipation.
Yeah. No, I know what you're describing.
Yeah. And so just that type of energy he brings with him, the fact that he is, I guess, like the breadwinner or whatever, that he's like taking care of, I forget the other character's name. He's like taking care of him so that he could have like his comfortable life as a manga artist or something. It's very daddy. It's very daddy. But he, I think, is a little more on the toxic side. But at the same time, it's like they have like an agreed dynamic between them. But I still think he's a little toxic. He might be a toxic daddy, but daddy to me nonetheless.
Dude, daddy is on a spectrum. Like, you can have red daddies and green daddies.
There's an x-axis and a y-axis. Daddy to not daddy and red to green flag. We should be putting this on like a graph, plotting it on a graph as opposed to just...
Someone needs to make a graph.
I don't know. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean... Okay, I have not watched my personal Weatherman, so I don't know as much about the character, but like the way you describe like being on edge when he comes home, but like that kind of like nervous anticipation as opposed to like actual fear, like some of us felt when our dads came home. But
yeah,
relatable.
But yeah, like that energy of like walking in the door and like everyone's on edge, but like in a good way because of you. I feel like that's like very powerful daddy energy. And being a sugar daddy to like your house husband, like that puts you up there as well, I feel like.
Yeah. I did watch it, but it's been a while, so I can't remember that much from it. But I agree from what I can remember about what you're saying. So,
yeah,
so we know he's on the daddy side.
Yeah.
How far do we think he's above Chiron and Leanne?
I mean, there are a lot of moments where he's very like domineering, almost in like a scolding you way. But I don't know, because I have a soft spot for Chiron being high on the thing.
Same, honestly.
And Leanne, honestly. Maybe we could put him like slightly under them.
Slightly under.
We can shift up Chiron and Leanne a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we'll put Sagasaki just below.
Below.
I feel like Chiron and Leanne are kind of like a package deal. Like they will move together on this list
100%.
at every given point.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
That sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay, so grounding point so far. I think the last time we did this, Heather made an actual visual to put on the screen.
Yeah.
No promises with that, guys.
Sorry.
I'll see what I can do. But to give everyone who is watching or listening a visual, at very high but not at the top, we have Paou. And then below that, still towards the top, we have Leanne. Basically just next to that, we have Chiron. And then a little bit below that, we have Sagasaki. Middle ground, our grounding point is Alain in the very middle. About halfway down to the non-daddy side. After that is Solo's dad from Oxygen. And then his name on the My Drama list was just C. So I'm just calling him Solo's dad.
That's
and
fine.
Then below that, towards the lower end, we have Charlie from Bit.
Look, someone needs to be at the end.
Hey, he's still on the list, even if he's lower on the list. He's still got a place at the table.
Yes, agreed. Okay. So, my next one, I might be messing up with some of you guys' list here. I wanted to add Jang from Step by Step.
I had him too. I had him too.
I forgot about Jang. Oh my god, I am a fake Jang stan.
Fake news.
Jang, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god!
I almost didn't put
Cancelled.
Jang because I thought Alexa would.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I did
why I
because
said
I was like,
I'm
we will have
probably
solidarity.
Well, I'm glad you guys were picking up where I was slacking today.
Dude, and I thought I was gonna be the one slacking because
I have a list. It's just not people that I think it's just not people would expect for me to have on my list, I guess.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, like, we all probably agree, like, Jang just has this energy of grown up and responsibility, but he can also...
Literally, man. He's a man.
Man is a man. And it's just the way he carries himself is really sexy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's this successful businessman who like can hold his own in the corporate world, which is
and he will like get his freak on in the kitchen, and that is...
I almost knocked my mic over.
I've had tears in my eyes like this whole episode.
I mean, there's something
and you know
about,
what?
like,
you're not wrong.
There's something about this really, really put together person just like really doing something freaky.
It's work hard, play hard.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
and
so
I've
funny.
said this before. There's a scene where he growls and it's just the best thing ever, and I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah. No, he's a good one. He's a good one. I also think like his patience with Pat, like one of my favorite scenes ever with Jang and Pat, but especially Jang, is when they're in the club and they're dancing and Pat is like very clearly drunk and he's not really like processing anything Jang is saying, but Jang is just basically like saying more to himself than anything, like, I want to be your person, like I'll be patient, like I'll let you take the time that you need, like, but I want to be like, if this is all I can be, like I'll be in your life in this way. And so like his patience with Jang and like never pushing him, like having that power dynamic that they had in multiple ways in their relationship, whether it be age, their work status, also him leaving his job because he knew their work relationship was like a power imbalance, daddy energy, like. Yeah.
He's a walking green flag. He's like the green flag daddy. But also, he does gentle parenting dating really well.
He's very emotionally intelligent, I feel, which is, it's daddy. It's daddy.
Yeah.
Also, like
How
any
daddy?
character who... I don't know. I was going to say any character who picks another character up and puts them on a counter is daddy.
Yeah.
Leanne.
Yeah. I was surprised that scene, that counter scene from Cutie Pie didn't come up.
True.
Well,
where do we put him?
I feel like it's... I don't know if I think he's above Chiron or Leanne. I would put him above... See, I don't know Sagasaki enough as a character to say if I would put Jang above him, I feel like.
I think we can put him
above
him. I think we can put him above Sagasaki because of the part where he is like patient.
The emotional intelligence really
the green flag
kicks him up a few notches.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah. That's a man right there. He's a good man, Savannah. That's what comes.
When I think of him, I think of that Honey, I Own Businesses. Because he also has a
and
restaurant.
He does multiple. He's a chef.
True.
He's a restaurateur.
The people just don't appreciate the man that Jang was as a character. So, true. Okay. I feel like I have to put out one of my strong contenders, and I feel like this one in particular might come for someone on Pixie's list, but I feel like we cannot talk about daddies without talking about Chan from KinnPorsche. The man who they literally called Daddy Chan. The fandom named him Daddy Chan. Like, that man has to be high on the list. Now, he's not an actual dad, so, you know, but a lot of these people aren't being actual dads. But his energy, he had a very small role in the show. Like, he wasn't there often, but it was impactful enough for him to be titled Daddy Chan of KinnPorsche. So,
like, the amount of popularity he got from just being there,
from just exuding that energy, like having a gun and exuding hot daddy energy. Like, I feel like he really encapsulates the daddy energy. Like, you can't really describe why, but like just his presence on the screen, even if he had a very minor role in the show, was like that impactful in the show that like people had to say like, that man is a daddy, and we are going to attach that to his name as the character. So yeah, I feel like just for the energy that he brought to the fandom alone, like he's definitely on like the daddy side. I don't know if he's like towards the top, but he's definitely on like the daddy side of the scale.
Yes.
But
great.
I think where do we think we would fall compared to everyone else we have there?
I mean, since he isn't, like, we haven't seen too much of him, so I feel like with the same reasoning as with Chiron, it's kind of like he needs to kind of be below, although he had the potential to be high.
Yeah, he was a very small role in the show. I think it's like small but impactful. But like if you look at the grand scheme of things, I think he's past the middle point. But do we think he's below Sagasaki? Like somewhere in between Alain and Sagasaki? Somewhere between Jang and Sagasaki?
For me, it's like above Alain.
I was gonna say I think he's above, next to Alain.
Yeah, close to Alain.
Close, but above.
Okay, yeah, I can sit with that. It's just
We needed to see more.
Yeah,
wanted to see more.
Oh my god. Okay. I guess I have one left. One official one left. Honestly, I felt kind of proud that I thought of this one. Because this is a throwback also, not like crazy throwback, but I think Tongi from Trapped is Daddy.
Yes, I agree.
Like mafia guy. Enough said. He keeps the gun on him. He always like rolls out with a whole clique. He's always dressed to the nines, like dressed so nice. He probably carries around like 50 bands with him. You never know. People just know not to mess with him or like the people that he cares about, because he will kill you.
Yeah,
he will.
Quite literally. Quite literally.
But I feel like here's a POV. He would have you decked out in designer. Like, he would be like a sugar daddy, basically. You'd be going on 5-star trips. Any person who even looks at you funny, he would make sure they disappear. He just like has that. He has a dangerous energy to him, where like you don't want to get on his bad side, but the danger is never directed towards, again, the people that he cares about. I feel like, I don't even know. I feel like him just being like this mafia guy seals the deal. And I guess he has
carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, he has some toxicity there too, so he could be a little bit of a toxic daddy, and maybe even like possessive. I think that's a big one too. Is the character is a bit possessive, which I don't know. Is that controversial? That's kind of daddy.
It's kind of daddy.
That's kind of daddy.
When you land on the right side of possessive, yes.
Yeah. It's just his whole aura. He has aura. Like walking in with the tailored suit. Ugh. Always looking put together. Always taking care of business. And just like having a ruthlessness about him. It's so daddy.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. For sure. But where does he fall on the list? To me, like, he sounds pretty similar to Sagasaki, just from like how you describe the character. But like obviously him being like a mafia boss, I feel like kind of notches it up a level, if that makes sense.
I think so too. Mm-hmm.
Do we think he's above Jang because of that mafia energy? I'm very partial to Jang, so like, my heart says no. But
they're daddy in different ways, like completely different ways, so it's hard.
Maybe do we set them right next to each other?
That makes sense to me. I don't know if he would be right below or right above.
Just put them on top of each other. Didn't we? I feel like we did that with one of the ones in the red flag video too.
So.
We just couldn't decide.
I think so. That's a hard one.
I don't know.
I guess put them on top of each other.
When in doubt. They're sitting in the same spot. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the two sides of the same coin. Is that the phrase?
Yeah, like you said, similar level of daddy, just in very different ways.
Yep.
Okay. I have one more. Pixie, do you have any more on hand?
I have one that I don't really have a good reason, but I still want to say it.
Please do.
Okay, so I had to look up his name because I couldn't remember it. It's a side character from Only Friends, Boeing, Mon's character.
Oh, Mon's character. This is just because you're in a Mon kick right now.
I need Mon to be on this list. You don't understand.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
but seriously, when I saw that scene when he walks like over and he has these glasses on and he's just like, that is very visually daddy to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's the glasses.
Glasses, I think glasses do have a lot of impact with like the kind of aura they exude. I honestly like don't really remember much about his character. Like he wasn't very relevant to the show. Like he just kind of came in.
No, they almost had a threesome in the
that was pretty much the only time he was relevant.
Yes, it was a very pivotal moment. Okay.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, is it the character that's daddy or is it Mon?
That's what Pixie just wants Mon to be on the list.
Honestly, it's Mon. It's Mon. Can we put Mon on there?
All his roles.
Oh, just Mon. Or we can put Nakan on there, like vampire daddy.
Oh yeah, we haven't been.
You guys haven't watched it at all. No, okay, then I vote for Nakan being on there because like he's vampire. He's like all of the, like he's very expensive clothes, like he's walking around like he owns the place and he's doing just whatever he wants, and it's very nice. Dude, the only reason I'm watching The Golden Blood is because of Mond.
It's for the daddy.
And he's not even in every episode. Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
I'll let you have it. I don't know where to put him on the list, though.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about that man.
Yeah, I think like if I were to decide, you wouldn't like my decision. So I think maybe you guys need to decide where he goes.
It's hard when I don't know anything about him.
Just think Mond. As
but
a
as
vampire.
a character, not Mond.
No, but as that Mond as a vampire, just. Just like he's a bad guy, so obviously like. Yeah.
Would you object if we put him next to Charlie?
Yes! Yes! That I would object. I would object.
I just don't like have context for him, so I'm like, what's something that he does in the show that's very daddy? Like, what's a scene that you were like, oh, he's daddy?
Okay. Dude, my brain
is the character daddy or is it Mond? You know, because like if the
character's
character's not daddy,
is kind of daddy. Honestly, like he is. I just can't explain why.
I don't know if I can trust your bias right now, Pixie.
No.
What if he's just like floating around? He's just floating above
let's
the scale.
do this. Let's do this. Everyone listening, please put in your opinion on where Nakan should be on the list. Okay?
He can be the audience vote.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Write in our comment section where you think he should be.
Okay.
Thank you.
We can let the audience. For now, he'll just kind of float
around.
And the audience will decide his final placement via the comments.
Wait, can he fly in the series?
Do they
He's flying around like a bat?
Vampires can't really fly. It's kind of weird. We don't really know much about what vampires can do and not do, honestly. Like, it's a little bit weird. They don't have emotions. That's pretty much it. Like, they're dead inside.
Interesting. Me too.
But he's kind of, from what I understand, he's a red herring. So, let's just say this. The whole vampire thing didn't really need to be part of the story because it doesn't really matter, but yes.
Interesting.
Well, we'll see what the audience says. We'll check the comments. We'll post an update. We'll have to make a graphic of our final ranking once we let the comments do their thing for a couple of days and then put that as a finalized ranking with Nakan's placement.
Yes.
Okay. Audience, you have your task. Go to the comments. Still listen to the rest of the episode, though. Be objective about the character. I can't lie, we have not been fully objective this entire episode, so, you know.
No, we have two Z characters at the top.
We started off with Z at the very top of the list. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god. What a funny little list. Okay. My final one. Pixie, he was on my honorary list, but I'm gonna include him over some of the other people I had as potentials. Pixie actually mentioned him earlier. I think Uncle Jim from Moonlight Chicken deserves a place on the daddy list. He is a literal uncle, because he is Li Ming's uncle, but also like he is first of all, he's basically Li Ming's dad. He basically raises Li Ming, but I also think like his energy, taking out the fact that Earth does not look like the 40-year-old man that he was supposed to be. We've talked about that to exhaustion. But his energy, I will forever think about that first scene with Jim and when they're walking down the alleyway. And there's just this tension amongst them that is like, you know, Wen is obviously a little bit tipsy, and Uncle Jim, I won't call him Uncle Jim, Jim is like supporting him, and like you know, they're just like something about the energy he exuded while like they were walking down that alleyway, having this like spontaneous moment with each other, into like that like initial like hookup that happened. I feel like that scene alone, like he was very, very much daddy there. And then like as we learn more about his character and like him being like the breadwinner for his young nephew, and kind of being like a staple of this community that is struggling under capitalism, and him kind of being like this steadfast person in the community with his chicken rice shop, and like that being such like an integral part to their neighborhood and things like that. Just like the type of person he is for like his community, like this kind of like I think he is similar to Alain in this way of being like steadfast to the people around him, and like providing that stability that the people around him need, kind of having that like calm, rational, sometimes more rational than needed, but like rational aura that gives him like that stoic kind of daddy vibe. So yeah, I think he definitely has like that daddy energy. I mean, he is gorgeous. He's tall. He's got beautiful skin. He had like the little bit of like stubble going on at times, like a working man. He's in the kitchen. He's cooking in the heat. Like, I think he is definitely daddy. I think he's probably pretty close to Alain on the list, because their energies feel similar to me in a lot of ways, but I would say he's pretty solidly a daddy that deserves to be on the list.
Yes. Yes. he is definitely a working class daddy. Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe put him above Alain.
I was kind of thinking like just above Alain too. Yeah, I think they're close, but I think he just, something about his energy. He's like Alain's uncle is because he's a little bit goofy, but like Jim's uncle is because he's a literal uncle, and like he doesn't kind of have that like goofiness that I think offsets Alain's daddy a little bit.
Yeah, like whenever Jim is being authoritative, it is in a literal parental way, and I mean, he's sometimes taken seriously, sometimes not, but I don't know, him being authoritative, I guess, has more impact as a character. So yeah. Yeah, he's above Alain.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that our final daddy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can remember where everyone ended up in order. Paou ended up topping the daddy list. So Paou is our number one daddy for today from today's list. After that, we have Leanne from Cutie Pie. Very close to that, we have Chiron from The Next Prince. Jang came next, correct? Did we have Jang after that?
Yes.
Jang, and then Sagasaki.
Yeah.
And then Tongi after, just below Sagasaki. And then just below Tongi, we now have Jim. Alain still standing strong as our middle of the line daddy. About halfway down from that, we have Solo's dad from Oxygen. And then towards the bottom of the list, we have Charlie from Pit Babe. Oh, we forgot Chan. Where did we put Chan? Did we put him next to Alain?
We put him...
Or just below Alain?
did we put him just below?
Oh, we
just
put
because
them,
he didn't
we
have
put them,
screen time? Or no,
Yeah,
above,
right
he
on
was
top
he
of
was
each other.
above. Oh my God, was he above? No. Oh my God.
We put two people right on. Oh, okay. Tongi and Jang were right on top of each other, and then I think Chan came next, or no, Sagasaki came next, and then Chan, I think, and then Jim, and then Alain in the middle, and then Solo's dad, and then Charlie. And Nakan is floating around on the list until he finds his final placement.
No, that sounds right. I think that's it.
That I will try, at the very least, I'm going to try and make like a graphic to put on the screen as like the final placement of everything after listening through, so everyone can get a visual of where everything ended up. But yeah, that's it for our daddy ranking list. You're already in the comments talking about where you think Nakan is placed, so be sure to let us know what you think of the rest of the characters we had on the list. Let us know what daddies you would have included and where you would have placed them amongst the ranking. And yeah, or I'm really curious to see, you know, where everything kind of fell here for you guys, what your own daddy list would look like amongst ours. So be sure to share your thoughts down below. And if you enjoyed this episode, this goofy little episode, be sure to, like we said, to comment, leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe because we like to do silly, fun episodes like this quite often. So if that's your thing, you might enjoy our other content. We also have a Patreon where you can see more things like exclusive episodes, early access to reviews and guest announcements. We have some reactions over there. We have recaps, currently still finishing out Top Form the series. So there's a lot of Patreon content that you can check out at the link in our description, and that stuff also really helps out the podcast. But that is going to be all for this week's episode, and we will see you guys again in the next one. Bye. Bye-bye.